I'm like 80% sure that I first learned about sleep paralysis from a Matthew Santoro video when I was like 11. And at the time, I was like, ooh, that sounds spooky, but cool. I want to know what my sleep paralysis demon would look like. And unbeknownst to me, I would get half of that wish granted in my near future. I was in middle school when I had my first sleep paralysis experience. And it happened when I was attempting a meditation technique for lucid dreaming, which I still do from time to time. But I failed and ended up falling asleep. This time though, waking up was different. I was flat on my back, eyes closed, but something felt off. I could feel a negative presence off to the right of me, right above the door. I didn't open my eyes and I decided to stay still, thinking it would go away if I ignored it. But I felt the essence start growing slowly across the room, to the point that it was basically above me. I was terrified, and me being Catholic, I started praying the only two prayers I knew at the time. Santa María, Madre de Dios, Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo. I kept cycling between those two prayers. Each time I prayed, the essence felt like it was shrinking, and when it reached the corner, I stopped in relief that it was smaller. But the moment I stopped, it started to grow again, and I started praying again. This went on for about 2 minutes, but it felt like an eternity. I eventually shrunk it into the corner, praying a few more times to make sure it stayed there, and quickly opened my eyes and swiped my phone from above my bed, and clicked on the first thing I saw to distract myself. Once I had noise playing, I looked around my room, still panicked, and saw nothing. The evil essence feeling was gone, and I stayed on the live stream to calm myself down for a bit after that. The experience was terrifying. If I hadn't known about sleep paralysis beforehand, I would have thought that my room was haunted, or that I had an encounter with a demon. I didn't think it was sleep paralysis at first, probably because I didn't actually try to move from how scared I was, and I didn't see anything because I was too scared to open my eyes. But I put things together in my mind and figured it was sleep paralysis. And me being on my back probably brought the likelihood up. Now for context, this was during that era of YouTube where you can very easily fall into a rabbit hole. At the time, I had fallen into the rabbit hole of lucid dreaming and astral projection. Today's equivalent probably would be the shifters, if you know what that is. The Odd Ones Out made a video about it. Funnily enough though, I think that started with a combination of a Matthew Santoro video and an Odd Ones Out video. If you don't know what astral projection is, it's the idea that you can learn to have your soul or consciousness leave your physical anchor, the body, and gain the ability to basically go into spectator mode in real life. And lucid dreaming is the practice of being able to tell when you're in a dream, and because of how crazy and unchained the rules of the dreamscape usually is, you can go crazy and experience whatever you want while you sleep. In this rabbit hole, I learned that people sleep in stages, and that people only really dream when they are in a REM sleep, or rapid eye movement stage of sleep. But to keep people from moving around and reenacting their dreams, the brain paralyzes the body to make sure it's safe. How? I don't know, but it happens. Sometimes it fails and you get sleepwalkers. As you can imagine, there are many videos that explain in more detail what happens when you dream and what goes on in your sleep, so I'm not going to explain it. The goal for both astral projection and lucid dreaming is to meditate your body into a hypnagogic state. As your body falls asleep and paralyzes itself, your mind has to stay awake. Falling asleep flat on your back is an easier way to accomplish this. I don't believe in astral projection anymore, but I did at the time. I was a depressed FNAF kid, okay? Give me some slack. The lucid dreaming stuff though, that stuff actually ended up working at some point. Both communities warned of the risk of a possibility of sleep paralysis occurring during the stage. And of course, young Geo was like, oh, I've heard of that before. Both express the importance of staying calm and that panic sets off the terror and hallucinations. One of the lucid dreaming videos gave the tip of wiggling your fingers a little because for some reason that gets rid of the paralysis in your arm. And once you're able to move your arm, the rest of the body can move as well, and that gets rid of the paralysis. Even though I have had plenty of trippy hypnagogic experiences since then, I've actually only had 3 more sleep paralysis experiences in the 8 years since the first one and now, making the count at 4 total.